Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Patrice and I'm so excited about today's video. Today we are going to be unboxing the Xtool M1 laser. Alright y'all, before we get into our package, make sure to hit the thumbs up for this video. Also, be sure to look at the other content, and if you enjoy that content, I would love it if you would click the subscribe button and stick around, and also join us on Facebook. We are Craftable Things everywhere. But y'all, I am ready to get this box open. I'm super excited to be opening this and reviewing this laser. We are actually going to be making a few back to school items for my daughter and I. Xtool presently has a back to school sale, and there will be a link listed below for you to see everything they have. And also there will be a discount code for you to utilize as well. So you will have the opportunity to see this machine in action a little bit and what I actually think about this machine. So let's get started. So now we are ready to open this, and that's just showing all of the amazing things that the Xtool M1 can do. And so let's get ready to unbox it and see what's inside of this package. So it is packed very nicely, which I expect from Xtool. But on the top we have these cutting mats, and this is a light grip cutting mat, and also we have a fabric cutting mat. That's of course because this particular laser cutter is both a laser and a blade cutter. So you can cut vinyl and different items like that, and those will just help. So let's just see what this is, and this is the rotary attachment, and this is the Pro, the rotary attachment 2 Pro, and these are all of the parts to it. We will not get to it today in this video, but we will be showcasing the rotary attachment in use with the M1 very soon, and these are just all of the parts to make sure that that rotary attachment works the way that it should work. Next we have these blocks, and these blocks are used to raise the machine because that bottom plate can come out, and you will be able to use the rotary attachment with it and also do some other projects with it as well. And so that just lifts the machine higher so that your working space is elevated. Next we are going to look at all of the materials that come with the Xtool M1, and this is the deluxe package. So what you need to know is that each package comes with something different, and we're just going to go through the different materials. We have a canvas bag, and I think we're going to use that today. These are different types of wood that you can use to cut, and some wooden tags that we can use. I think I want to use those around Christmas time. In addition, there's some white sticker paper, some wood rounds, a phone case holder or phone holder, and we also have some permanent vinyl, and we have some HTV that Xtool has. And so we are going to be trying out a few of these materials in this package. And now it's time for us to remove this plastic from around the machine so that we can open it up and see what the Xtool M1 is all about. And I like the machine. It's very small. It doesn't take up much space on my desk. I actually have the laser and also my heat press on this desk, and there's still a lot of room. So in the back we have, that's the ventilation area. We have the power switch, we have a USB cord, and we also have the power cord or the power outlet for the Xtool. And the top, this top feels like it's plastic. It does not feel like it's glass, and it is covered in a protective sheet. So we're just going to go ahead and peel that off. And on the front side, that button is for the different operations, and that's how when your computer sends different operations to the machine, that's what you'll press. All right, so let's go ahead and remove the plastic from the inner part of the lid as well. and it's on there pretty tight. So just make sure you hold on to that top while you're peeling it off. Now let's see what's here. So we have a nice thank you note from the folks at Xtool, and we also have a few sample supplies that we could use to work on. So this is what would come just if you just ordered the M1 alone and not one of the deluxe packages. So there's different packages, so you want to make sure you're getting, you know, what you want. There's a 5-watt M1 and also a 10-watt M1. Right, so we're just gonna put these pieces to the side, and y'all, I think Xtool loves dog tags because we always get one. Right, and so that is the ventilation duct, and also we have our power cords and USB cords, and these are rectangular prisms that's needed for lifting your items off of the bottom of the machine. Right, and so this is a part of the ventilation system as well, and we'll see how we're going to hook that up. Right, also these screws are important because that's how we will connect the ventilation system. The machine also comes with these blades, and this is for cutting, and these are 45-degree blades, and it comes with about 5 of those. We'll look at those a little bit later. In addition, it comes with its own set of cutting mats as well. The deluxe kit had cutting mats, but if you're getting the machine only, it also comes with cutting mats, and so of course it comes with a light grip and also a fabric cutting mat. All right, so this is the inside of the machine, and y'all, it is a beautiful machine on the inside. The working area of the machine is about a 15 by 12, and that's the amount of space that you have to cut your projects. All right, so now let's go ahead and set up the ventilation system, and it's pretty easy, but before we do that, I forgot to remove some plastic from around the bottom of the machine, so make sure that you remove the plastic from around the bottom. Okay, now we are going to start attaching the ventilation system, and we are just going to attach it by screwing it onto the machine. You don't really need any tools. You can easily tighten it with your hands, and so we're just going to go ahead and get that on. Now is the time to apply the duct, and I'm just going to open this up, and you want to have a little strength when using this. It kind of clamps, well, it clamps it on, but yeah, no, this is so cool. Reminds me of a slinky. But let's get back to work. So we are just going to go ahead and apply that ring to the end of the duct, and I kind of put it maybe like 2 rings down, and then you're just going to fit it onto the tubing, and you are going to slide the loop around, and that really attaches it to the ventilation, so you don't have any air or any of whatever is inside of that laser seeping out where it should not. All right, so that's all set, and now it's time for us to plug up our machine and get started. And I'm also going to attach the USB to the machine and plug the other end into my computer for the initial setup of Creative Space and our new M1. So we're all done setting up the M1, and now it's time to connect our laptop to it. And I already have Xtool Creative Space open because I've already uploaded some of the projects that we will be completing today. So now we're going to connect device. And the device has come up because it is connected via USB. The machine just beeped, and as you see, we need to download or upgrade or update the firmware, and this typically happens whenever I'm using LaserBox, and so I would assume the same thing is going to happen occasionally using Creative Space. This is in beta. So now we're all up and ready, everything is connected, and now it's time for us to do our first project, and we are going to be using the blade cutter for our first project. And that blade housing comes out super easy. It's held in by magnets, and now it's time for us to insert the blade into the housing. And so these are 45-degree blades, and this comes with the machine. So you just got to remove that red protective layer on top and insert the blade in correctly. All right, and it will just snap in when you push that little tab. And so to place it back inside, it will just, all you do, put it in, and that magnet will snatch it up. So now we want to place the mat on the bottom of the machine, and the mats that come with the Xtool has a sticky bottom, and so it sticks on the bottom, and that really helps to keep it in place while the machine is cutting. So now we are inside of Creative Space, and we are just going to set this up. And so we need to set this up for the blade cut, and what we're looking at now is the actual inside of the machine, which I love that this machine has a camera so that we can, it helps with placing everything better. And so now we're just uploading the actual image into Creative Space so that I can cut this. And the way that we're going to be cutting this, we need to create outlines so that it can cut around the sticker paper. Now, we can't necessarily use the file as is to cut, so I want to create the outlines, and then we are going to remove the actual PNG file that we just uploaded, because those outlines should be around the sticker paper that's underneath. So far, I'm really liking Xtool's Creative Space software. Everything seems pretty easy and simple to use and understand. So I can't wait to use more of the features and show y'all the features. So now we're going to get ready and cut out our stickers, and we are going to frame it. Now we're framing it. We're at the Xtool M1, and framing it just really means like making sure it's cutting around the correct area or around the design. And so once it's framed, you can go ahead and get ready to start cutting if it framed correctly. So now we are just going to go ahead and cut out the sticker paper. I do find that it's a little slower than what I would like for it to be, but as far as cuts and noises and sounds, it does not have a loud sound, and it kind of moves smoothly. So I am pleased with it as far as cutting, but the timing, it does take a little bit longer than what I would hope. I placed a protective sheet on the back of the cutting mat so that I can keep it as sticky as possible for as long as possible. And so now I'm just removing the sticker paper from the mat, and let's see how this turned out. And this looks like it turned out really well. Those cuts look nice. So I just want you all to know I used sticker paper from Amazon. I didn't use any special sticker paper or the sticker paper that came with the kit. So peeling y'all, that peeled off perfectly. Look at that sticker. I'm very impressed. These stickers are going inside of my classroom, so I want to put that back. And let's move on to the remaining projects that we're going to be doing today. So here we are cutting some HTV, and this is HTV that came from Xtool. For all of the projects today, I used the settings inside of Xtool. I did not adjust any of the settings. I used what was already in place, and everything seems to have cut pretty nicely based on those predetermined settings in Xtool. So now let's get ready and take off the HTV from the cutting mat, and y'all, it really cut through. It really cut through, so maybe that's too much pressure, but it is, since it's an Xtool product, I was like, let me just go ahead and use the Xtool settings within Creative Space. Now, weeding this material, it weeds really well, so Xtool, shout out to y'all for this HTV because it is weeding pretty well. I am happy with how it's. Of course, I'm weeding it in a downward motion because I don't want to lift it up. And even the small parts or the fine cuts, those cut out really well, and everything stayed attached to that backing. And this is what we have. And so I went ahead and I pressed this onto that canvas that came with the kit, and everything looks beautiful. Look how that looks. It applied really well. So I'm impressed. It looks like we're 2 for 2, and now it's time to move on to our next project. Our next project is cutting some 3mm wood, and I just went ahead and made a jig because we are going to be engraving some pencils. So that went really well. That cut beautifully, and as you see, I placed that wood on top of those triangular prisms, which I'm not really sure how I feel about those just yet, but we are going to place the pencils inside of the jig so that we can get ready to engrave them. Just make sure that you place those pencils correctly inside of the jig and you're engraving exactly where you want to engrave them. So for our next project, I am engraving some rubber because I need a new rubber stamp to make sure that everybody knows what belongs to me. And also I am making some customized rulers for my daughter for back to school. So currently Xtool has their back to school sale going on, and it will be going on for a few more days, so check them out. But here is a close-up of our engraved pencils, and everything came out pretty well. I do want to play around with some of those settings just to see if I can get a deeper engrave, but you want to make sure you have that jig lined up correctly. Next we have this ruler, and y'all, I love how the ruler turned out. I actually put some acrylic paint inside of the engraved areas, and I did that prior to removing the masking from on top. Next we have our stickers, and I love how those stickers came out. Y'all, our rubber stamp, it is so cute, and now I am going to be stamping all of the things in my class, and it looks amazing. So if you are interested in any of Xtool's products, check them out online now. A link will be listed in the description for their back to school sale. And of course, I had to make some Crocs for my daughter, some Croc charms, and these came out really well. I used the black acrylic, and also I cut out some permanent vinyl to apply to the top, and y'all, those look perfect. Okay, y'all, so we are all done unboxing and testing Xtool's M1 laser, and will I use this machine again? Do I feel compelled to make all the things with it? Absolutely. I am so excited about this opportunity. So, I didn't say it before, thank you, Xtool, for sending me the M1. I absolutely love it. I have enjoyed unboxing it and testing out the different features of this laser. Also, we did not get a chance to test out the RA rotary attachment, but we will be testing out the RA2 Pro rotary attachment very soon, so look out for that video. We will be testing it out with the M1. Now, of course, you guys have seen me test it out with the D1, but we are going to test it out with the M1, and I am really excited about seeing how that works because guess what? I have some water bottles that I need to make for a few of my students. Now, what do I love about this machine? First of all, Xtool, I love the new software that you all have, Xtool Creative Space. It is very user-friendly. So if you are a beginner in doing any type of laser work or anything of that nature, the software is super easy to use. I literally opened it up and I was able to use it. So if you have basic experience, I love that you're able to use it and get started. I was able to open up this laser and get to work fairly quickly. There wasn't really a learning curve that I had to worry about. The size of the working area, so the area where you're going to be cutting your wood or whatever materials that you have, is a 15 by 12. So it's not very wide or long, but 15 by 12, it's a pretty good working space for you to have. And I did it for all the projects that I had to do today. It worked perfectly fine. I like the fact that there is a camera inside of the laser, so you're able to position your designs on your material, and I think that really helps to reduce any wasted material. So I really like that. I like being able to see underneath there and knowing exactly where the laser is going to be cutting. I also love that it's enclosed and it is lightweight. y'all, I can lug this around. If I want to take it to the school with me, I can, without having to worry about getting a cart or getting somebody to help me. I can totally lift this up myself. So I really like that about the Xtool. It's lightweight, but it's a really powerful, lightweight machine. So what do I have an issue with? Y'all, I don't like those triangular prisms. I think a honeycomb tray at the bottom, and I don't know why Xtool just doesn't provide honeycomb trays with everything. As you'll see, I like honeycomb trays. Could just be a personal thing, but it did not affect the quality of the work that this machine produced. But I do think that there should be a better system for the bottom. As we look more into the M1, we'll see how that bottom can come out. You can actually raise the M1 up on risers that we saw, and you can get some more things done. So we do want to look at that because there's so many more things that this machine can do that I was not able to get into one video. Also, after cutting, because there's no honeycomb tray, the soot just kind of goes everywhere. So you do have to clean in between cutting and then cutting vinyl. So that's something that you do have to worry about, because the bottom part of the M1, that's where you will place your mat, and that the bottom or the back side of the mat is sticky. And so if you're placing it inside of a dirty bottom where there's soot, that is going to reduce the lifespan of your mat. And so that is something, that you just have to deal with, because it is a laser cutter and also a vinyl cutter. So that is something that you would just have to work around. I found that using an alcohol wipe just to kind of, make sure there's no ash or anything at the bottom, that works really well. Now, what I didn't mention is that there are several safety features built into the machine, and I do like that. I do like those safety features. However, I will suggest that anytime you're using this machine, you don't go too far away from it. You need to look and see what is going on to prevent anything from going wrong. All right, y'all. So as you can see, I definitely have more pros than I have cons, and I can't wait to continue using this machine and showing you all of the different things that the Xtool M1 can make for us, because I wanted to make all the things. Be listed in the description as well. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are not yet a subscriber here. I would love it if you would stick around. In addition, head over to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and join Craftable Things there as well. But that's going to be it for today, y'all. Thank you all so very much for watching. Until next time.